Right, how's it going? Welcome to Rads. Isn't it nice talking about Forest when we've actually won? It's a rarity, and I do know that. It is a real rarity. So we're going to make the most of that. It might not happen for a while still. After that remarkable 3-1 win against Fulham the other day, out of the absolute blue, really. That performance, at the very least, was out of the blue. We need to look at it in a bit more detail and see how we can maybe keep doing that, because we need to keep doing that. Unfortunately, you can't go back in time and watch it live, but you can watch my vlog, which is the next best thing, so go and do that. There somewhere. Yeah, there'll be a graphic. I'm going to take a look at the goals, the in possession, the out of possession play, the way we defended in that second half especially. Please hit the like button, subscribe to Rads if you're new. We're trying to get to 6,000 subscribers. That's quite big, you know, 6,000 people. You know, I'm not KSI or anything, but I'm quite happy with that. So please, can you get us there? So take a look at the goal. Why is this not when Morgan does this remarkable, unreal pass? What a player, by the way, Morgan Gibbs-White. Amazing stuff. I mean, look at that. Some people have a go at him for showboating and doing that sometimes, but you absolutely need that as well. I think sometimes he doesn't need to do that, but in this case, absolutely, why not? What I love here is Hudson-Odoi. He could have easily just shot, would have been a bit naive to do that, but cutting in, again, this could have gone wrong, like he actually ends up doing a bit later in the game when he has another chance. But he cuts in, and this is amazing how he finishes that. The way he delivered that chance was top-notch. Second goal, again, from Murillo's pass. Wood actually has a chance shortly before this, and then before we know it, he's having another chance here. And this is the most un-Chris Wood-like goal you're ever going to see. When does he ever do that? When does a Forest player ever score from outside the box? I mean, the confidence that this man has right now is just incredible. Absolutely incredible. And yes, I was one that criticised him last season, but I've always had faith that he could actually be good, because he's had a very good career. He's played for some, you know, very established Premier League sides and continuously scored goals throughout his career. Clearly had it in him, but we hadn't seen it until this season, and as the season's gone on, he's only got better. Completely and utterly catches out the Fulham defence. Elanga's run, I think, also catches it out, and Leno had absolutely no chance, and he certainly wasn't ready for it. Third goal is link up between Danilo and Gibbs-White. I mean, yeah, this is something we saw a lot throughout the game, that link up between those two. Danilo actually came into the starting 11 for this game. Been a bit hot and cold this season, but this was probably one of his best games. Like, he was absolutely fantastic throughout this match. There's another example here of him linking up with Morgan. Doesn't come to anything. It's just a simple pass, right? But, you know, it's still good to see. Another example here, he passes to Morgan. Again, nothing spectacular, but these two, it's like they were glued to each other. They were constantly finding each other. He also was finding Hudson-Odoi a lot as well. And also Danilo, I thought his defensive work was top-notch in this game as well, which we'll have a look at in a moment. Looking at Fulham's goal briefly, I just think it kind of caught us out, really. I don't think we were ready for it, even though we should have been, but we weren't used to being 3-0 ahead, so that's kind of maybe a reason why this happened. I'm not really going to have a go at any of them individually, because I don't think any of them, it's not like some goals we conceded where you can blame someone for just not marking a man. But Adebayo just completely beats Elanga and Gibbs-White here, you know, totally beats them, and it just catches us out there. Just looking at our general approach play, I thought it was really amazing to watch. The way we kept the ball, it was basically just about this forward-thinking, fast tempo, counter-attacking football, and we try and do that all the time, really, I think. Only sometimes we're far too negative in doing it, or it just doesn't work, or the opposition just completely nullifies us. And here, I mean, this is just more of a long ball, doesn't actually work, but it goes up to Chris Wood. That was basically our approach, always trying to find the attackers, and that was actually an attacker playing a ball to another attacker. But another example here, Aina trying to find Hudson-Odoi. Doesn't even matter here if they don't work, it's just you getting an idea of what our ideas were. Hudson-Odoi just casually playing one to the side of the pitch like that is, you know, not a through ball or anything like forward thinking. But I just think it kind of highlights just our confidence in this game, and then the way that we were moving the ball about so well, which is something we don't see very often. Another example here of one of these cross-field passes. This is just Gibbs-White doing what he always does best. Just the way he brought that down was outstanding. Looking at some actual missed chances though, which we could have easily scored far more than 3 goals. I think we all know that. Coming from Nico's throw. I tell you what, Chris Wood loves a backward header, doesn't he? He really does. He's done it twice now. Heads it backwards like that. And yeah, Morgan just completely mugs off Tosin Adarabioyo. Again, it's this constant forward thinking. Whereas I think so many times before this season we've been incredibly negative and static. And we didn't see any of that in this game. And of course, this is a big chance. Hudson-Odoi, he should have shot here. I mentioned this earlier. He had another chance. He should have shot here, absolutely. Probably would have gone in. Maybe he didn't feel confident shooting on... Well, he shot on his right foot for the other goal, didn't he? But I don't know. I just... At this stage, you knew he probably wasn't going to score. Another example here. Again, could Chris Wood have done better here? I don't actually think he could. I'm just going to show you it because it is definitely an opportunity. He kind of loses his ground. He tries to get himself composed again. By the time he does that, what I find astounding here is the fact that he keeps the ball for so long. The fact that it didn't come to anything. He's got so many Fulham players around him. The fact that he kept the ball that long. Link-up play here between Alanga and Morgan. Alanga definitely should have scored that. It's probably the most obvious chance that we missed. Even though we knew that Fulham were clearly going to come at us in the second half and they were playing much quicker, short passes, just really trying to hurry us. Even though we would have known full well that was going to happen, we didn't really deal with it very well at the start of the second half. But it's the way we responded that's pretty impressive. But you see, the second half, we were just getting a bit bundled about. Morgan losing it there, Yates going down, Amabadali falling over him, losing the ball, just a bit of a mess there. You got Ola-Aina here, just gives the ball away rather cheaply. That's another example. And just while on the subject of negativity, there's not much of it in this video at all. It's probably Morgan's set pieces, which we've criticised throughout the entire season. It just goes over everybody. But other than that, there's nothing else I can actually critique. But of course, we responded initially to this Fulham pressure quite nervously. Not even badly, just nervously. But then it's the way we responded to those initial nerves that is very impressive, because we really regained composure. Murillo, I'm just going to show you here several clips. Murillo, Amabadali there, Danilo, his defensive game here was incredible. Murillo again there, Danilo again there, just putting their bodies on the line. And I thought the two centre-backs and Danilo and Yatesy were amazing defensively. All of them were. But, you know, those in particular were putting their body on the line. How can I not mention Nico Williams? That's what he always does. The entire team was amazing, but there's just a few examples there of those specifically. But another thing we did, and this is what we did against Aston Villa early in the season, and that was a shock win, but I don't think it was as slick as what this game was. I think this game was, for me, a lot better than what that Villa game was, and that Villa game was great. But this game, we did exactly the same thing pretty much, and that was really restricting them in their wide areas, and just... I hate this term, but low block, just sitting back. And even though we were playing counter-attacking football in the best way possible in that first half, even if we should have took more chances, when we were defending as an entire unit, and particularly in that second half. But you're seeing here, Fulham, this is in the first half and they couldn't even do a thing. Fulham just cannot break us down at all. It was also not only the fullback defending the wide area, but it was the winger helping him out. And Danilo often was helping out Ola-Aina. Yates was often helping out Nico Williams. And, you know, this is literally just teaming up on their wide players, essentially, which is what Fulham were really trying to do a lot in that second half, getting it wide and then just really trying to exploit every mistake that we make, but really quickly, putting us under a lot of pressure. But like I say, we handled it really, really well. Which you see here, there's 3 lads around these 3 Fulham players, and Fulham are finding it very hard. He does get a cross in there, but it didn't come to anything. And again, we often just made Fulham resort to this sort of thing, just going along, never going to score from there, but that's because they just couldn't get into our box. How can I not mention Matt Sells, by the way? I probably should have put more saves in that he did in this game, but he was just amazing, like so good. That was a simple save really, but he had to be there. This is the particularly impressive one. Just, we've really found ourselves a very good goalkeeper there. I watched back my Aston Villa video that I did where I looked at how we beat them, one of the other analysis videos I've done, and I said that Vlachodimos is a very good goalkeeper. That was his debut, so please don't have a go at me for that. Can't believe I said he's a good goalkeeper. That really backfired. But Matt Sells is even better than what I thought Vlachodimos was off that debut, because Matt Sells was actually tested on Vlachodimos in that game, and Matt Sells is amazing. He's been an amazing signing so far, so I really hope we can keep seeing that from him. That is pretty much all I've got to say. I just really thought I needed to have a look at this game in depth because it was just that impressive. It really was. If you have enjoyed this, please hit the like button, subscribe to Rads if you're new, if you want to see more analysis videos. I've not done one of these in a fair while, so it was about time. So I hope you've enjoyed. Up the Reds, of course, it is obviously a big game again at the weekend. Spurs away from home. Based off this game, there's no reason we can't go there and at the very least put in a good performance. It's a tough game, of course. It is away. We do tend to be pretty awful away from home, so I'm not going to go in with too much expectation, but let's just see what happens. I'll do a review to it, of course, so stay tuned to that. Up the Reds. Thanks for watching, everyone.